So what's the question?
How do the electronics work?
Oh, how do the electronics work? Well, it's all centered around these two beautiful batteries here.
Ooh.
On the batteries.
Yeah.
Which are 12 volt, 18 amp hour batteries. So there's two of them. So that means, in theory, they should work like maybe half that time. And since there's two of them, in theory, it should work
12 hours?
18 hours.
Yeah.
If you're only drawing 1 amp, but since the system can draw anywhere from like half an amp to like 12 amps, it's more like maybe, 18 hours to like an hour. Anyways, that's why there's two of them. Anyways, if it's drawn. Okay, so everything circles around the batteries. So the batteries are hooked up to this little thing right here, which maybe...
Oh, so dark. So dark.
So dark? Okay. Light. Okay.
Yes.
Hooked up to this thing right here, which is the solar charge controller.
Ooh.
And what this does is it sort of mediates between the solar panel, the batteries, and the electronics. And so there's 3 different sets of leads here. So there's the solar panel. So these wires go to the solar panel. There's a little solar panel symbol there.
Zoom in on
And then next to the solar panel thing, there's the battery. And so the batteries go into that. And then on the far side is the electronics out. So everything that gets powered comes out of here. So then we have a cord, and you can see that it kind of winds its way into the center there from the batteries.
So what do those buttons do?
Good question. All right. So 3 buttons. The first 2 buttons you don't really have to deal with. Those are for adjusting the settings.
Okay.
The most important button is this button right here with the little light bulb on it. And that is the master switch. 2 batteries. All right, maybe just have to reset the system.
Ooh, this is how you reset. Unplug, replug.
There you
All
go.
right.
Yeah.
All right,
Debugging.
so now the
101.
battery, that's how you reset it. You just
Fuck yeah,
unplug
okay,
the batteries and you put the batteries back in. All right.
Great.
So that button controls, that's the master power out. So that's on. All this stuff should work. So what are these other switches, is the question here.
That's what I was wondering.
All right, so, yeah, they're not labeled. I guess
We can label.
that's,
Yeah.
you could always label them
Minion
somehow.
work.
So, well, first we'll start here. These 2 little knobs. So this top knob controls the top light there. This bottom knob doesn't control anything yet.
Oh.
It's like the extra. But it makes a little light there, so it looks cool
Yeah.
when you can if it's on, just seal the wires. Anyways, and then there's the switches. So that switch controls the thermometer for the fridge, so you can see how warm or cold there is in there. It's almost 60 degrees in there. The second switch turns on the air conditioning units, fan. It makes it colder, or if we switch the polarity, we could make it warmer and turn it into a hot box. And this one is my favorite switch because it controls the underlighting.
Yes.
Nice. Cool. Underlighting.
Wait, yeah, no, we're recording, yes. Yeah.
What about the light? Oh, that's a good question. I'm glad somebody asked that. Well, we have our little kitchen light inside here. So if we open this up
Trying to get a wide frame.
and we turn on the light here,
Ooh.
comes out a little arm, and voila, you can see what you're cooking.
That seems really bright.
Oh, yeah, it is pretty bright. So luckily it's on this dimmer, so we can change this little knob here.
Whoa.
Oh, that's so much better.
And really tone it down.
Such a good mellow ambiance lighting right there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Another question. How
Charging
do you charge
battery.
the batteries?
Oh, how do you charge the batteries? Well, you know, it's a solar-powered kitchen, so there's these
Greta would
lovely
be proud.
solar panels right here that if you make sure to keep clean and you just leave it out in the sun, and it should put some juice in those batteries.
Just got to make sure they're connected, right?
Yeah, they're connected.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
Can
And you don't have to like press any buttons on that thing. It'll just
Yeah,
know what to do.
It should be doing it automatically.
This just sounds like that.
How long will it take to charge the batteries?
It depends on how much the batteries are drained. I mean, there's a little. You can see the voltage on side, and as batteries get drained, their voltage drops. And so right now it's set to like at empty is 11 volts. So if the batteries ever get to 11 volts, the entire system will shut off, and that's just to protect the batteries, because if they drop below that, they'll get worn out. And then the high limit is 13 volts. It's set at 13 volts, so these will charge it as much as they can. I think they can run maybe up to 13 volts on a hot, sunny day, and they'll just kind of trickle charge the batteries really slowly.
Yeah.
So if you leave it out all over like for an entire day, theoretically that should probably be enough. But what happens if it's cloudy? Somebody might ask.
What happens if it's cloudy?
Good question.
Bird over there.
So in here, in our little cabinet,
Oh, right. There's a lot of stuff in there.
which is probably a bit dark, yeah, a lot of stuff. In theory, there should still be a little charger
There
here. So this is a trickle charger that will charge the batteries pretty well. If you do it, you can charge them overnight. And so with this, somebody want to hold these leads so they're not touching? But there's a little happy face right there.
Oh, so cute.
But so basically you take the leads and you'd attach one lead to the positive there, and you attach the other lead to the negative. And right now, because the batteries are connected to this cord, that any current coming through here is going to charge both of the batteries at the same time.
Cool.
So you don't really have to worry about that unless there's a break or something there. Anyways, you plug this in, and that turns red while it's charging, and when I guess it's green, it's fully charged. I think that's it. All right, so what was the next question?
What if I have to go to the bathroom?
Well, you could probably go to the bathroom in here. All right, I unplugged the battery. I'll plug the battery back in. So, if you needed to go to the bathroom, hopefully you'd like find a tree or something nearby,
And then you wash your hands over here.
and then you might come here to wash your hands. Right. So, I don't think there's any water in it right now.
There is some.
Alright, well, so there's the two little water tanks down here. Let me get the underlighting going there. And so one tank is clean water and the other is for gray water. Yeah, I don't think
The gray water has the black tube going to it.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I don't think there's a ton of any water in there right now.
There is.
Is there?
Yeah.
A little bit.
A little bit.
You could see.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, okay, so there's a little bit of water in there. So we just got this little pump that pumps out the water for washing your pee-soaked hands, or doing dishes, or something that I hope is people are going to be using this for. And then it drains out through this pipe into the gray water one, which then you can, I don't know, water your horses with.
How do you drain the gray water and how do you fill up the fresh water?
Great question.
Great questions. So there's little knobs, and theoretically in here somewhere there's a little
Cap thing?
Oh, yeah.
We did find, yeah.
here it is.
Oh, that's
This little handy dandy pliers. So right now this one there's one that's open because otherwise the water won't drain because like there's a back pressure of air, so you have to have the air come out so the water can drain in there, and then you just open up on the one on the bottom, and let the water drain out. And then for here, at least what I did is I just opened one of these and I took the little garden hose and I sprayed it in there for a while. I don't know if more ingenious.
Can we
useful
disconnect
way.
this tubing?
Yes, you can disconnect.
Okay,
the
like if
tubing.
that'd be fine to do? Okay. That's not
Yeah.
okay, if we wanted to.
You
Yeah.
can just pull that off.
Great.
This one has to
These.
screw,
Yeah.
or just undo these. Yeah. So that's awesome.
Video. Oh, okay.
For the YouTube channel.
All right.
Our
Now's
YouTube
the
channel.
time.
So how does the stove work, you ask?
That's what we asked.
Tell us.
All right. So we use these little 16-ounce propane tanks.
Why is there so much tape?
How do you know it's not going to leak? I'm afraid of fire.
All right. How do we know it's not going to leak? So what does this tape do? Okay, so there's a little converter here because this is for like a large propane tank, and we have a little converter there for so it fits this one. And the reason there's the tape there is to discourage people from opening it up here because then there'd be nothing to keep the gas in. It would just be like, psh.
Oh no.
Yeah. So this is our design solution. A little piece of colorful duct tape. All right. So, anyways, this goes there, and then takes it to the bottom of the stove, and open up the stove with the light, and in theory, this should just turn right on.
Ooh.
Sweet.
And I don't know how long it lasts. So
How do you turn it off? Like safely? Turn it off and then do you disconnect the can every time? Or do you have to before? Is that good practice?
Like, could you just
I don't
leave
know.
it connected?
I've just been leaving it connected.
Oh, I've been taking it off.
Yeah, I guess it's probably a good practice to take it off. I mean, there's
Can't hurt.
Can't hurt. Yeah, there's no leaks that I know of.